Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They are greatly appreciated. This is the daily forecast. It is for all signs, so I do speak in broad terms. Excuse me. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time. This reading is originally created for Saturday, July 15th. It's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date and it makes sense to your situation, by all means utilize the reading. I do believe readings can be timeless and find us when we need them rather than when they were originally created for. You will hear me refer to cards that you may not see in this reading. I'm referring back to the Sunday underpinning reading, which populates in the lower left-hand corner of this reading. You can watch that after this reading, and it is another layer of kind of what's going on in the background, the surface or the base layer of the week during the Sunday reading. So you can check that out. For those of you that are new, please check out my drop-down menu underneath any of my daily readings or weekly readings. In there, it's just some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using during the reading, how to contact me or follow me on social media, via either my Instagram or my Facebook business page. If you want to purchase a private reading, you can need to direct message me at either of those two places. Please know that I will not initiate a conversation with you to sell you a reading. So if anybody were to do that, that's not me. I do believe Spirit has a way of finding the people that I need to read when I need to read them. So if you want to initiate that conversation, please find my social media links and follow them. It's all in the Linktree link. And then message me there. Easy ways to support the channel. You can hit that thumbs up button. That greatly helps. You can watch the video in its entirety because that helps to build my watch hours. Subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I go live or when I put up new content, which is daily. And then sharing the video out on your social media feeds or leaving me a question or comment. All of that greatly helps. For those of you that do question or comment, I do appreciate it, and thank you very much for your viewership. And then I think that's kind of it. What else do I normally say? I think that's it. We're about to go into this new moon in, I believe it's void of course, but it's going to go into from Cancer to Leo, is my understanding. So, and there's also something, I'm not a super astrologer, but there's something going on where the nodes of fate, the north and south node, are shifting signs. They're going into Aries and Libra. So that's going on in the skies too. I'm not exactly sure how that affects us, but just be aware of that. The new moon will be on Monday the 17th, so it's coming up. We could be feeling some of the effects of that already, as moons do kind of, when the moon changes like that, it can be a few days before and a few days after. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know for the 15th, or for whenever we're watching this. Okay, our card for the day is, the Magician. I love it. Look at that mudra she's got going on with her hands. Synchronicity and manifestation. So with the Magician, right, and I love that the first thing I notice is these curtains opening up like to a new beginning, right? And then we've been talking about this transformation or this, we've been seeing the Pentacles energy going on in the last 2 days previous readings, right, about this manifestation of something new in our 3D world. And underpinning this from the Sunday reading is the Ten of Wands, which is fire, desire, spirit, offloading a burden, letting something go, or finishing up, completing a cycle with something that we've been working on or working towards. The Magician to me, which is major arcana, and this opening of the curtain says to me that there's something that we are opening up. There is a path or an opportunity that is, whether we're aware of it or not, we are manifesting it. We are creating it at some level. And whether it's through our desire, our inspiration, our endeavors, our thoughts, our feelings, we are creating this. We're opening the curtain and peeking behind it and seeing the truth of what's maybe going on within the situation and then going about changing it, right? The Magician is about, to me, action. Taking all of our assets or our abilities and putting them to good use, right? The magician always is represented as having all four of the elements, the cups, wands, pentacles, and swords at his disposal, right? He's also very connected to spirit or to the greater whole, however you view that, whether it's spirit, our guides, the universe, but he works in conjunction with that, or in union with that, right? So whatever we're dealing with today, I kind of get the sense that the magician says fall into place or fall into ease with that and allow the curtain to open, allow the door to begin to show you the path, allow yourself to also like co-create or be part of that door opening, right? Be inspired by that or excited by that, and allow that to inspire your own sort of sense of creativity, magic, and I don't mean magic in the sense of like the impossible. I mean like creation, right? Setting new thoughts about or new ideas about how the changes we would like, and then begin to like look for signs and synchronicities from the universe around us or from the environment around us or the energy around us that feeds into that or that opens those doors, that begins to pull the curtain back and allow us to move forward. We are in charge today when we see the magician, because magician is card number 1 of the major arcana, which means the focus is on ourselves. The work is our own to be done, right? So there is an opportunity here to kind of take the driver's seat and begin to steer. We saw the chariot the last couple of days, begin to steer that chariot that the cosmos or that spirit has been telling us about. Steer it towards where we want to go. Let's look at the Cosmic Insights card. Pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. I just think that this is about, connecting to those that love us unconditionally. That's what pets represent to me. If those of you that do have pets, find love in those relationships. That kind of healing vibe that comes from those kind of relationships, whether it's unconditional love of an animal or maybe a family member or a friend, connect into that and allow that to be kind of the magic or the energy, the sauce, the vibration, whatever you want to call it, that imbues the power of this magician to begin to create new avenues or new opportunities, new ways of seeing things that inspire us, excite us, that make us want to feel creative, that make us want to begin to move forward. Getting into that energy, that sort of like the energy of the unconditional love of a pet or a situation, a person, however it is. And it should be innocent, right? To me, there's a certain innocence with pets. It should be that innocent, like real, true, loving feeling. That vibration, I feel like, sets us up for success wherever we have that in our lives. So take time to spend time or sit in that connection, and allow that connection to kind of heal you, inspire you, empower you to start to channel this magician energy. All right, does that make sense? I hope it does. And now here is the Star Maiden Oracle. This is kind of like the major arcana message from Spirit. It is 19, the Sun, which is energy. I love this. Highly positive, guys. I think that this is some of that, because the sun says energy on it. I think this is about tapping into the positivity, looking to where the light is, looking to where the opportunity is, looking to where we can ease and move forward in love, in connection, in production, in creation, right? The sun is going to want to give life to all of that. The sun is one of the most powerful and positive cards of the deck. It gives life and source energy to anything, and helps it to grow, to proliferate, and to expand. Also, the sun is associated with the sign of Leo, just so you're aware. So Leo is a very generous, loving sign. It's a sign of, fire and inspiration, taking action, making movement. The magician also would kind of have that vibe too, of creative inspiration and movement forward through our own doings, through our own thinkings, through our own feelings. All of that is at the magician's disposal. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the 5 of Swords, more 5 energy. We've had a lot of 5 energy this week. We have the Lovers again. We've seen the Lovers a lot this week too. And then we have the Hierophant. All right, so Hierophant is Taurian energy, Lovers is Geminian energy. The Gemini energy and the Sun, which being Leo, they feed off of one another. The Lovers can represent a choice, moving towards that with which we love. The Hierophant to me is a pillar card. He's stable, he's higher spiritual learning, that higher source moral code that we are connected into, that kind of leads us or guides us through this time, especially with this Magician energy. I like that the Lovers and the Sun and the Hierophant are here because they're all very positive, strong cards that are like imbuing this Magician with the opportunity to create. I will say this too, we have sort of, this is spirit, right? Being Leo or fire energy. This is the mind, which is Gemini air energy, and this is the body or the 3D self with a spiritual nature to it, but it is Taurian energy or a pillar card. So we have like mind, body, spirit happening here in major arcana cards, guys. So, and all of that says to me, it kind of pairs nicely with the Magician who has all of the different suits at his disposal for creation, right? He has earth, air, fire, water to work with. And we're being shown here in the cards that we have very big amounts, because these are major arcana, of earth, air, and fire to work with today, to make our decisions, to make our choices. The Five of Swords, though, is about trying to, in my opinion, it can be about trying to push a thought, communication, or agenda, right? Fives are transitory. Fives can represent a disagreement, like a conflicting viewpoint scenario that might be at hand, or that people, like, how do I want to say this? Like, maybe there is a situation, relationship, or person that doesn't quite understand why we're doing what we're doing, or how we're acting, or what we're saying, what we're communicating. And how important is that to push that across, to prove that? To me, sometimes the Five of Swords, what gets lost in the sauce with the Five of Swords is that it can be about pushing one's own ideas, agenda, or communication to prove a point. And we end up potentially either being alienated or alienating another inadvertently in an effort to win. Does that make sense? And so we want to be careful with the, how we communicate or what we communicate. But I do think with all of this major arcana energy on the table, we have 4 major arcana cards here: Magician, Sun, Lovers, and Hierophant. There is an opportunity here for us to communicate what we need in a way that may transition us out of a struggle or argument or debate or conflict that we've been dealing with. Because we've seen, I want to say, the Five of Swords and like Five of Wands. Yesterday we had the Five of Wands. We've also, I think, saw the Five of Pentacles this week. So there's this transition energy where we're transitioning out of a situation that has been a bit struggle bus for us. Let's just be honest. Whether it's us producing that struggle bus, or the situation or other party has been giving us that conflict, I think that we're still dealing with it, but we're rising above it with all of this major arcana energy. We're making a choice to rise above it. We're making a choice to be strong in our spiritual convictions, to shine the light of our sun, to live in the truth of what we know to be true. That is all the Sun's energy. That is the Hierophant. Again, he is about the high connected spiritual truth of a scenario or situation. It may be only our truth, right? But do we, sorry, it's going out of focus. Do we need to prove that to make it more real? I don't think we do with all of this major arcana energy, but that Five of Swords says to me it could be tempting to want to try, right? And in doing so, just be careful that we don't alienate ourselves or others from a situation while trying to prove that point. I really think that we know what's true for ourselves. We know the decision, the choice. The choice needs to also be made from love with the Lovers here, but and from this place of like almost spiritual purity. That's kind of the Hierophant's energy, and the Pets card to me. Like, the Pets card to me is keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it pure, keep it loving, just like how we have our relationships with our pets and how they love us back. connecting into that simplistic love, wherever that may be in our life, if it's through our relationships to our pets or to loved ones around us, even if they're not behaving, our pets or our loved ones, even if they're not behaving because of this Five of Swords, not letting that get in the way of our own light, truth, and love shining supreme. I hope that makes sense. Let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone for today, okay, is meditation. It is on obsidian, which wards off any negativity. Staying like kind of clear in our mind, taking inventory. You know, a meditation obviously is going inward, and we saw that yesterday in that King of Pentacles card. He looked like he was meditating. I think, I don't know if ruminating is the right word, but you know, pondering, meditating. Meditation can also just be a focus of attention or a thought on something. And I'm not saying to worry or overthink something. Remember, yesterday's card was like work smarter, not harder, right? Like that caution card of being cautious and working. Don't overthink or overwork yourself. This space of meditation brings us into that peace of the relationships that we have with our pets. It brings us into the clarity of the sun. It brings us into the higher spiritual truth of the Hierophant. It brings us into the compassion of the lovers. It understands, it rises us up out of whatever this Five of Swords is and allows us to see the truth of the matter. To where we don't maybe have to conflict with the Five of Swords there, right? We can maybe transition out of it in a way of peace, in a way of harmony, in a way of, you know, love or even self-preservation in a way that is healing to us. So go inward if you can, even if you don't have time to like sit and like get still and clear your mind and do all of that, but just slowly think about the situation or whatever you're dealing with, or whatever it is you desire, whatever it is you want. That clarity of thought helps the magician to kind of put to use his elements or his attributes. It helps to clear the path for the energy of this major arcana, of these major arcana cards, to kind of swoop in and take over and lead us, right, and show us the way. There's definitely way shower energy here with the Sun, the Lovers, and the Hierophant. All of these come with, you know, a spiritual truth or light to them that wants to be shown to us. And it may be our own spiritual truth or light, but living in that light, meditating on that light, focusing our attention on that light leads us in positive directions. That is your reading. I hope that it makes sense. If it does, please hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel, hitting that notification bell. If you're new, leave me a question or comment. Let me know you're here. Just say hello. And share the video out. I greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. It should be extremely powerful. Take care. Bye-bye.